Hi, it's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll. It's June the 6th, a lovely morning after a shower. I don't know how much rain we got, but we'll go around and check it out. But it does feel so good. A little bit cooler, just that we've been needing the rain so badly, and it's just so wonderful. Feel the blessing of the Lord. This is the strawberry drop coleus that I'm just almost sure is good. Look how well it's starting out. I know it's so tiny, but one day it'll be this big all over, and then bigger and bigger and flow down, and hopefully it will just be beautiful, and I'll get to show that to you. Some of my zinnias are blooming. And these are all volunteer from last year zinnias coming up here and blooming for me. Seeing that I have a beautiful daylily here, and just right beside it, there's a volunteer, one of the little sweet tomatoes. Look at this little array of dark daylilies in bloom with the rain droplets on it. How pretty. This is one of my favorite daylilies because of the edging. So pretty. Look, I figured maybe we got a quarter to a half inch, and we got 3/4 of an inch. So great. I hope we get more. Oh, look at this little daylily. This is called Moses' Fire. Another beautiful apricot colored daylily. Look at this little beauty this morning. Oh, they love the rain. So do I. We're all so happy. Look at this lovely little yellow lily, and this is a tree lily, the tall tree lilies. And there's a bright one over here that my husband pointed out to me the other day. Oh, look at this beautiful little daylily, so bright and pretty and showing off. I got that clump of watergrass out. That was a mess. I could have had Mike grow out here. But I got this much, and a lot of it I got by the roots. So that's great. I wish I could have got it all, but I'm afraid that's not what happened. I tried hard, but it'll probably be back after all. I trimmed this out, or dug this out last year too, and it's back again. But for right now, it looks good. Let me move this bucket so you can see how clear this little spot of ground is as far as watergrass goes. It's another dirty job in the garden done. Those were just the flowers leading up to the rain gauge. You know, I told you we got some rain yesterday, and last night we got some more. So now we have an inch and three quarters. So we had, I think, 3/4 of an inch. So now we've got an inch more. Is that correct? Either way, that's wonderful. And yesterday, you would have thought I was 54 instead of 74. I mean, I really got after it. Well, actually, I could tell I was 74. but I did keep with it. I thought God gave me this day and I'm going to use it. So I just really stayed with the work. I'm getting my shadow in the pictures for you, but let me see if I can do a little bit better here and keep going down. You won't see dead seed heads all over the peonies anymore. I got it all done. I got way more done than I thought I could get done, and I was very, very tired, but very excited about getting that much done. And I had left this little weed control fabric right here at the end, and right here I was tripping over it. I didn't want to go ahead and tuck it in and garden staple it in, because I knew I wanted to connect the two right there. But I did that. I went ahead and did that, and now I'm not afraid I'm going to trip myself, at least not as easily. I'm getting to where I trip pretty easily. But I even got this little bit of the weed control fabric replaced, and someday, Lord willing, this will be a pathway. I know I'm looking toward a future that may not be there, but I've known that for quite some time, and I'm thanking the Lord for giving me the time that He has given me already, and I want to get to enjoy it. And it is a joy to get to enjoy the flowers, to be out and see nature, and it's just a good, wonderful thing. But it is, Oklahoma is hot in the summertime, and sometimes we do have some breaks, so that's great. But there's been times when we haven't had breaks in the weather, so. But either way, I'm so grateful to get to experience the garden. I didn't get to start my garden when I was younger, like a lot of people have, but I've certainly tried to make up for it. So I'm so glad I'm able to go as strong as I am, as strong as I do go in the garden. But I know it won't last forever. And I know it's hard to concede to that fact. So I'm going to just do it as long as I can, though, and hope that it doesn't come any too soon when I have to quit. I don't know if you remember that I showed you this one was just full of little scorched leaves, and I took it out from the front and put it here where it's under the shade of one of our evergreen trees. And I did go ahead and take those old scorched leaves off of it. Of course, there are others that I did not do that to. And oh, look, I have an elephant ear trying to come up here. But this is one of the ones that is still so scorched, and I didn't take them off of there. I don't know if I should move that or what. Probably. We'll see what I'll do with that. This little pot is looking great, and I am so hoping that it will continue to do so. I just love this little bacopa, and I hope it just keeps going and going and going. That's not always what happens for me in the case of bacopas, but I can't help but hope it will. And I did put that little zinnia that was growing up in the yard in this little pot, and if it'll go ahead and live there, which right now it's doing great because of the rain, but I think our forecast is for 91 degrees tomorrow, and probably going on up from there. So they do struggle. I don't think they struggle quite as much as I do out here, but they do struggle. see a little empty space here, and that's because I took that begonia inside and gave it some water. It had, I think, 5 or maybe even 6 leaves on it, big beautiful leaves with a swirl in the middle of it, and all of them were dead but 2, so I took it inside. I still do better with outside plants, but as I told you, that that temperature just didn't change like they were thinking it was going to. In our area, it did in other places, but it didn't here, and we needed those better temperatures for them to come right out. I think they'll toughen up and go ahead and live out here, but I'm not sure. But you can tell these look so much better. I took them inside and watered them from the bottom and let them just sit in water for a while, and then took them out and brought them out here. I need to find you a picture of this beautiful polymer plant prints when it is beautiful, and it practically died. It just, for some reason, so many of my plants got wilt. My clematis my new one that I bought went directly into clematis wilt. It's so beautiful. It's called Mrs. N. Thompson. If you ever see one, you'll understand why I just love it, because it's so bright with both red and purple in the same bloom. So beautiful. And I bought another little impatient, but it is so orange. It is not going to fit in with these coral. It's going to stand out, and I think I prefer it to all just be this one yellow beautiful color. That's what my plan is, but I can't find one this color, so I'll have to look one more time, and if I can't, I don't know, I may replace one of my other ones where I've got some of this, but I didn't see any that I wanted to take out of any place and leave a gap in it. So I'm just going to try at least one more time to see if I can find some more of these pretty coral impatiens. And if I haven't been showing you this beautiful peppermint verbena, this one's called Firehouse, but I've heard them called peppermint too, and that's what they remind me of. But they are so pretty. It's just looking so great. But I was saying, if I haven't been showing it to you, I should have been, but I'm pretty sure that I have shown it to you. Of course, this one is beautiful too, and I'm just realizing what a growth spurt this little coleus has taken. Look how well this little zinnia fits in this pot. Can you see that it actually has orange in the top of it too that matches the orange in this little calabachoa? And I'm going to show you the back side of this little pot, because look how great it's looking too. And I put a little bit more of this alyssum. These came up volunteer from seeds from last year, but these of course are the new little baby ones, and they're just all over in this pot. But this one didn't have very many, so I put as many in it, and not all of them came up, but you can tell, I think you can tell that there's a few in here, so maybe they'll fill out enough to make this one pretty too. They're pretty even with just the sedums in them. But since they came back volunteer, I thought that looked sweet too, and I thought I would like to keep that going. And same with this pot. This is also alyssum, and I'm pretty sure it's the white, and this one is volunteer, so it's already big and beautiful. And I sprinkled the seeds in these just a few days ago. And my white tall garden phlox is blooming. I'm pretty sure it's the only one I have blooming right now. But usually the pretty purple Laura phlox will start blooming at least by the 4th of July. But one more time, you won't see the seed heads on the peonies, and they look just like pretty little green bushes now, just all over the garden, all up this row. I cleaned all of this out. Of course, there's always a possibility I may have missed one, but one's a lot easier to just clip as you're going than a whole bunch of them. So, and I felt so bad about leaving this for so long, because they start making their new bloom for the next summer. They feed on the root, which helps them to make the bloom, and they just need that old dead stuff or that seed head. They'll try to work on that seed head, and they need to be working on their little root and their pretty green foliage. And now that's exactly what they can do, and probably what they are doing. I still did not get these little rogue, these came up where I didn't want them, these widow's tears right there. And I still want to take those out of the ground and put them in a pot. But I didn't get that done, but I got so much done that I didn't feel badly at all. I'm missing a little bit. See if I can get those where you can see them a little bit better though, but they're right there. And I noticed that I now have an AI that is telling me things about my garden, and I just may have to enjoy and just have a real relationship with him or her or it, whatever gender it is, because it gave me so many wonderful compliments on my garden posts, and I just appreciated it so much. Of course, it also told me things that I could maybe do that would be interesting to you too. So, and that wasn't a bad thing either. So yes, I did like it. I'm going to have to think about the AI person, or the AI. I think I might have a good one. And it was good to hear all those nice things. And I could stand to hear some of those nice things from you. That would be great. Don't forget to put some comments on and tell me if you like it, what you like about it, or what you might like to see on here that I maybe could show to you. Look, and that's one thing they said, to not go so fast across, but I wanted to show you that even our grass turned back to green. It had several yellow spots in it, and actually probably more yellow than green, but now it looks so good. It won't take it long to go back to yellow if we go up into the 90s and the 100s and stay there for a while. It'll begin to suffer again, but for right now I'm just going to enjoy the moment. This little strawberry pot, what I noticed was that from this side, the whole side is filled up. So maybe soon it'll be filled up all the way around, and you'll barely be able to see the strawberry pot for all the pretty little blooms. I love the impatient blooms. They just look so frilly and feminine and soft, but they're pretty tough, dare I say, like most of the feminine gender. I'm pretty sure I put seeds in this little one. I think I'm going to have to go around and refill some of my pots, but I have some of them coming up, and that's great. I'm also noticing that I have a few little leaves on this euphorbia, this diamond frost euphorbia. I hope I get to show it to you when it's full and beautiful. Look at this hosta. It's been there for a few years. More of the impatiens, and still more in this little pot. And then these are, of course, the two hostas that I transplanted from the pot on the other end of this row across the front of our house. And these are the pretty little bright orange impatiens, but I'm not sure where I'm going to put them, but I need to put them somewhere so they can get out of this tiny little grow pot and get in a pot where they can grow. Look, the rain brought out some of my little calabachoa, and this foliage on this one looks great, so it could keep going, I hope. And look at this little dew plant right here. Isn't it gorgeous? I saved it through the winter in just water. No, wait, I'm sorry. It was in one of the clay pots, and it made it through the winter. So I brought it back out, and it has filled out quite a bit. It was a little scrawny looking, but it was big. But now it's big and full, looking good. I'm going to have to, I lost some little plants in this pot though. I'm going to have to either put some seed or something in that pot to have it a little fuller. And this is one of the non-stop begonias in that pretty salmon pink color. And look at this little bright lights chard. It has really leaped up too, I think because of that rain. Love to see the plants leap up and fill out and just become so gorgeous. This little one right here hasn't leaped upward very much, but oh my, how it has filled out thick and beautiful. And this is one of the coleus. So I did not show you that I got my trellises up. Let me see if I can get them to where you can see. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Except of course there's not a really beautiful scenery framed in it, so maybe that'll happen someday, but for right now I'm proud just to get them up where I can someday hold a clematis or clematis on it. And this is where I put the other one. But even with my husband's help, this is as far as we could get it in the ground because it was so hard from not getting any rain. But I pushed the other one in the front, and I think I can push this one right on in there now by myself. So yes, it's all the way down to that bar now. And I think it will stay there and look great. And I didn't really show you that these also have more than just that one big oval frame. I think I'm going to love them here. I had originally wanted a trellis like this one right here. But they didn't have any. And I walked on past these. I looked at them, but I thought, that's not what I want. But then I went back and I thought, you know, maybe that is what I want. And I think I'm going to be glad that's what I did, because I think I like them already. And with my husband's help, he got this pole out. Actually, that pole right over there. I'm going to keep this pole, because I think if I can find a pretty spot for it and put enough vine on it, which would probably be clematis. I'm not sure about that. You know, that major wheeler honeysuckle is really pretty too. And the only problem that I have with, well, maybe not the only problem, but the main problem I have with the clematis is our hot summers, and they turn black. They look terrible at some point. They're so beautiful in the spring and in the fall that it's worth it. But I want to put this up someday, I think, and I'll just keep it right here for a while. But yes, yesterday I worked so hard that I sweat like a man at a health club. But I didn't look nearly as good. Please be sure to like and to subscribe to the channel and share us with your friends.